Today what we're going to try to do is show two different perspectives. One from this camera, showing the whole body, and then hopefully of my hands on the entry level, learning to fly cast. Okay, alright, so the first thing is get you the cheapest rod and reel combination you can. There's several on Amazon, so feel free to pick those up, one of those. So when we get started, we want to get about a rod's length of your line out, not your leader, but of your line. And for this, that may make it easier for you, is doing a Dalberg diver that is on here. Now with this, the traditional fishing, you put weights on your line in order to get it to cast. Here, your line is the weight. Alright, so entry level, day 1, day 2, day 3. The only thing that you need to do with this is, like I said, get about a rod's length. Alright, so there's my line. And then on this one, I got probably about a 5-foot leader because of what I'm throwing. And that's a whole different category to get into. So just trust me, we'll work on that one later. Take your thumb, put it at the top of your cork. Alright, I'm doing this video because when I was learning, there was really no one to show me. And the videos, while there were a ton of videos out there, none of them were really very clear. So that's what I'm attempting to do, is to clear up some of the things that I had issues with. Alright, so what we're going to do is start out. Line's in, and I'm holding it tight, so that line's not going anywhere. For day 1, 2, and 3. Okay? All we're doing is taking it and throwing it out, trying to get it as straight as possible. I'm not worried about speed, I'm not worried about anything else. So it's 1, 2, 3, go. And basically what you're doing is you're going up, you're feeling it go in the back, you're coming forward. Sorry, wait till the car to go by. Alright, so you're coming up, waiting for it to go back. The mantra that I kept saying when I first started to learn was easy, easy, easy. That helped me learn how to cast. Alright, so that's day 1, 2, and 3. And that's all I want to do. I want to pick areas out that I want to target and I want to hit. And you feel how the wind is affecting it, because there is a slight breeze going. Okay, so that's all I'm doing. That is it. Alright, so we got that aspect. Okay, so now we're going to pull out probably 2 lengths of line. Alright, this is for your next lesson. You can do it 2 different ways. Okay, hold your hand like so, and basically you're just holding this. You're squeezing this a little bit, and then as you're casting it, you're letting it go through your fingers. That's kind of a weird way and a hard way. So what I like to teach is, or describe, is holding it in both hands. Not only does this get you in the mode of an actual cast and learning how to haul, it keeps everything perspective. But instead of moving everything back and forth like we're going to do later on, just I want these hands together, and if you have to, hold them together. Come up, don't let it go through your fingers yet, just up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. That's all you got to, never move it. Okay, now your progressive lesson, and I do that for another day or 2 just to get the feel of that. Move your hands apart. Again. 1, 2. And like I said, just practice going through different areas. that you're wanting to target. Now, after you get comfortable with that, then start moving these hands or these fingers apart. Now, to squeeze it, I'm holding it. Our normal cast is going to be down from here, but I'm not worried about that right now. All right, so on this cast, I'm holding this tight. This line is not moving. All right, it's not moving. My hands are not moving. Okay, so that was going to be the next 2 or 3 days. Past that, what I'm going to do is loosen my grip on this line and start letting it slide through just a little bit. You see it come through? I'm not worried about it much. And let it go until pretty much it won't go any further and you got all your line out. Okay, now we'll pull it back in and do the exact same thing one more time. And this is going to take another 2 or 3 days, so don't be frustrated if you don't get it right away. And if you have to spend 5 or 6 days on it, that's okay. As you'll notice, the longer the line gets out, the more line comes out in between my fingers. And all I'm doing is just taking it until it's being eaten up. Okay, now that's just going to be 2 exercises for this length. Okay, again, we're going to let it go between your fingers, tightening up at the end until it gets completely all the way out. All right, so now it's probably out 30 feet or so. Okay, so now what I want to do, this is the next lesson. It doesn't matter if you hold it here, you hold it there, does not matter. Okay, so see this thumb we put right here? See my grip? As I'm coming through on my last push, and I'm casting it, I'll take that thumb and push it. Basically what I'm doing is that. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to pop and then come back. So I'm coming. I don't know if you saw the difference on that, but that makes a tighter loop, makes it go faster, and it goes in a better arc where you want. And when you get into distance casting, this is what's going to make the difference between a good laid out cast and a crappy non-cast. So all I'm doing is coming, pushing, coming, pushing. Again, my elbow hasn't not really moved a whole lot, and there's not force, there's not strength that you're putting into your arm. If you put any strength at all in it, here I'll show you one time. All right, here's no strength whatsoever. Really wasn't much difference. That was not even a thumb. All right, so if I do the exact same thing and I put a thumb in it, it's going just as far as I was putting a whole lot of stuff in it. So it's a wrist and a thumb. A wrist and a thumb. That's all I'm working with.